Shalom. Shalom, my people. Shalom. Shalom, my people. This is your Hebrew, your Israelite brother Yahqua. Your Israelite brother Yahqua. Here to bring you another message from the Most High. From the Most High. This is to give us information that we need because we're not getting it like we're supposed to. We're not getting the right information. So we are here as a lost people. We are lost people that are heading to destruction, or we are already in destruction. Before I get to it, I've got to go to, I always give you the drink of the day. Don Francisco. Don Francisco. This is 100% Arabic vanilla nut coffee. Medium roast, and it tastes good. I got my grandson here, and I turned him on to it. All this stuff I show you is beneficiary to your body. All this stuff I show you is beneficiary to your body. This is a good brand, and they got a cinnamon brand too. They got some good brands, and it's good. If you're a coffee drinker, this is something you probably want to invest in. I'm trying to give an alternative to hard liquor and cold drinks or sodas, whatever you want to call them. But you know how I do it. I like to first, well, the name of the message is called Our Cousin from the Northern Tribe. Our cousin from the Northern Tribe. The word cousin is a child of one's uncle or aunt, which whenever you choose to pronounce. That is a cousin. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that the so-called Native Americans, so-called Mexicans are our cousins. They are our kinfolks. And that's why they're being treated just like us. Before I get into that, I like to get to like the daily events. Okay. In California, Target, just in California, Target, $1 billion in 2 years have been stolen in California. The different stores in California out of Target. Because they got this law where you can just go in there and grab something, but it's a certain amount that they can't chase you, they can't do nothing to you. Well, they're losing business and they're leaving. So they're closing down their stores and they're leaving out their store. This is where the Bible says they're gonna have a drought or you're gonna have famine. Well, it's all coming to truth. It's coming fast now. Whether you want to believe it or not, you can walk around here with your damn head in the ground like an ostrich. But this word is coming fast, people. Y'all got to get with it. If not, you're gonna die with the rest of the people. I already know that 2/3 of the so-called Negroes, so-called Mexicans, so-called Native Americans is gonna die. Well, you can see that now. People on the reservation, the Indians are dying. And you got the people coming across the border, they dying. You got the so-called Negroes, they dying. The young people are dying real heavy in the so-called Negro community. The young people are dying in the so-called Negro community. They dying fast. Home Depot, Walmart, Best Buy. These stores are closing down. In Chicago, they are closing down 17 stores. 17 Walmarts. It's getting bad. It's coming fast. Okay, another thing, man. The black owners in Jamaica are banning the black people of America. This is all biblical. In Deuteronomy 28, I think it's 54, where it says that our eyes shall be evil toward our brothers. That's us. We're evil toward our brothers. I don't care where we're at. Mexican brothers, our Indian brothers, our Jamaican brothers, whatever you want to call them, we're evil toward them. We go into other countries and dogging them out. And another thing, over there in Jamaica, 70% of the women that are having babies are not. 70% of the women that are getting pregnant and claiming that the man is the father, 70% of them is not the father. Same thing here. We right here in Jacksonville, United States of America. The Negro is the same way. It's the same. If you go read Deuteronomy 28, 54, I think that's what it is. It's easy to 54, 55. Read 54, and I think 56 is about the women. With the women that are tending among you, you see women fighting. and they should be evil toward their husband and toward their children. That's all in the Bible. It's all biblical. Everything that goes on is biblical. It happened right before our eyes, and we're just not paying attention to it because we don't read the Bible, so we don't see this. When we see this stuff here, we don't know it. I see it. I know it's part of the plan. I know it's getting near. And the beginning of wisdom is the beginning. The beginning of wisdom is the beginning of fear of the God. Because see, what we do, we don't fear God. Because the church made him think that he's a friend. He is a friend, but he also a king. He Lord of Lords and King of Kings. You ain't gonna just walk up to a palace where a king at. See, in biblical time, they couldn't even walk to if they came in, they would get killed. You just can't walk into a palace where a king. So that's why you think Jesus died for it, because you just can't walk into and pray to God. You got to pray to Jesus, and then Jesus take your prayer to God. Because if you went straight, he'd kill you because you're dirty. But we are killing each other. And all of it biblical. Wells Fargo, the bank's branches are going the way of video stores and paid telephones. Booth gonna be inside the banks. Back in the old days, we had to pay. That's coming back. And there's nothing financial consumers can do about it. There's nothing to do. It won't be no customers in the store. So if you got complaints, see, this is all come back when they get ready to take out money. There ain't gonna be nobody in the store because you can't shoot them and kill them. You have to be dealing with a robot. So hey, it's coming. And if you don't want to understand it or believe in it, it's in the Bible. And one more thing too. This part of it. They got a video going viral where they worked a robot until the robot passed out. See, because the robot's gonna start getting a mind of their own. AI. And the robot gonna feel like they're gonna be overworked and they're gonna overtake us and they're gonna kill a lot of people. Sports Illustrated under fire for a transgender model on the cover. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. Now you got sports magazines putting transgender women, and you got transgender women going, transgender men, women. It's so confusing because Babylon be confusing. We're in the land of confusion. You don't know what to call them. I'm just gonna call you what you are. I'm not gonna give you no special pronoun. So this is what they're doing to us. They're making you they gangstering us. Esau's the real gangster. If you don't say something, they kill you, put you in prison. USA Today, black women looking for black sperm. This is witchcraft, people. They practice witchcraft. Instead, these wicked black women, our women, wicked black women, instead of getting with a man because they don't want to be submissive, they don't want to be a woman no more. They want to be so masculine that they want to have a baby without going through the right thing what God told them to go through. And when there's nothing wrong with them. That's how evil our black women have become. Sometimes I pray because I get off of TikTok and get off of these social media stations and calm down, because guess what? It makes you hate your own people. Because the stuff, I know this stuff is true. It's not factual. I mean, not fiction. This is factual because the Bible said it. The Bible said, man, if y'all read the Bible, you don't want to separate yourself from your own people. You just want to be with the people like in the church, Hebrew Israelite brothers. You just want to, why God said, hey, ye that are less desirable, gather yourself together. He's talking about us gathering ourselves together, because we don't even want to be with our wicked people. That's why we try to move in different communities to get away from our people. I go in certain subdivisions, I see we got broke cars all in our driveway, everything. Who want to be around that? You done paid $3,000-$4,000 for a house. You got to move with us. We got to move around us and be subject to that kind of stuff. That's witchcraft, because the women don't want to get with a man. They want to go out there and do like the brat, and then you got our women are getting down with these women that know this stuff is wrong. This is wicked stuff. You got the brat. They can't. That's how you know it's a sin. That's how you know it's no good, because guess what? People. You got to put on your thinking cap. You got to put on your thinking cap. This stuff ain't right. This is not right. We got to put on our thinking cap because it's not right. We know it's not right. This wicked, this witchcraft, because guess what? You can't have a baby without a man. So what you got to do, you kind of look for a sperm. You kind of get around what God said do. God said go out there and multiply. But not just go live with every man. So guess what you're doing now? Now you're going to women trying to get a woman. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know it's sick. You know that's sick. Okay. The AI. I've been telling my co-workers, and I tell my grandson, if I'm dead the day or tomorrow, remember this one thing. When they get ready to show you the hologram in the sky, that's not Jesus. I said, this is your key to know that it's going to be not Jesus. Jesus is a black man. Do not look. If you see that long head, long stringy hair, blue eye, or pale faced man, that's not Jesus. The description in the Bible gives Jesus as a black man with woolly hair. Do not be fooled by that hologram that's coming. And that land that's over there, it's our land. They close this. That's our land that they're over there fighting for. If you read Luke 24, it tells you that's our land, and they're over there fighting over our land. That's why I said our land should be trampled down, and it's being trampled down because they're over there fighting over the land that don't belong to them. And all this stuff that's going, this transgender and all this stuff they got going on. Hey, people, one more thing. Y'all get to the lesson. Don't you know they got Juneteenth? They got a poster, and they got white people on the poster with the black people. See, y'all Negroes is ignorant. You got something that you being free for slavery. You can't do nothing on your own. You always got to join somebody else in your own group. That's why when they did Black Lives Matter, it ended up being a homosexual thing. You got kicked out. Anytime, even when the Black Panther, everybody loved the Black Panther, but they start implementing these white folks and they think they got burnt down to the ground. Because guess what? Them black people, white, they don't care nothing about you until you start implementing these white folks in their thing. Because, white folks would go in there and tell some stuff. Niggas just sit around, they talk, but they won't do nothing. So you start implementing white people in your group, then that's when they come in. That's when the CIA get involved and they destroy you. Martin Luther King, you start having these white folks in the thing. Even Malcolm X went over there to Mecca, and he came back and said that the Jews were white too, which is a lie. So anytime you start implementing the white people, they're gonna kill you. But as long as you stay with your own race, they don't care. Because guess what? They know black people don't do nothing. We are the most phoniest people in the world. We do all that talking and do nothing. You go to them churches, let them lie to you. Because guess what? We're not thinking. We're not thinking. We're busy doing this to ourselves. Our brothers are the so-called Native American Indians, so-called Mexicans, so-called Puerto Ricans. That's us. We're on them reservations getting slaughtered. Let me read you some stuff. They go through the same thing we go through. Because you just how you see one thing about you don't see the Indians no more because they got them on reservation. So you go read Genesis 48, you'll see what God said they should be overtaken by troops. Custard overtook them. Remember, y'all, you see, you got to learn your little history when you're doing this Bible because all the Custer overtook the Indian, killed millions of Indians. Then guess what? You got Jackson called the Trails of Tears. We killed over 70 million Indians, traveling back from where it's warm at to where it's cold at. Kill all them in. They got our Indian babies and banging their head on the bricks. Women walk till they froze to death. They pregnant. He just a man, you walk till you just freeze. You froze to death. They don't care nothing about you. You got to be an evil person to do some stuff like that. Hang you upside down, tie your legs up like a hammock, and put bricks in your stomach. They got to be some evil people to do the stuff they did. But guess what? We still want to involve them in everything we do. We can't do nothing without involving them in what we do. This is our thing. The Bible is given to us. In Job, it said that in Job 9:24, guess what it said? The world is given to the hand of the wicked. Who is the wickedest people on the earth that can do that to another human being? Who can do that to us? The stuff they did to us, who can do that to another human being? You'll never see us doing no stuff like that. You'll never see us sewing your eyelids together. You'll never see him putting ants in your ear and waxing both your ears close together till you go crazy. You don't never see that. But they do that. They did this most heinous thing, tie to a human being between two horses and split them apart. Deuteronomy 28:30 through 36. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Right now today is living proof. Who you see building, going out in the community, who you see building these houses? Mexicans. You see them building these houses, but they can't stay in them. This is the Bible, it's truth. Who you see they taking their kids, where they taking the kids? At the border. Y'all don't remember back in like the early 19s and the late 18s. I know, of course, you don't remember. You don't read, so you don't know these things. They brought the Indians and took them to the school and tried what they call civilizing, what they so called, cut all their hair off, make them start wearing American clothes. They done found skeletons at the school that they had. They done found skeletons all around the school where they done killed our people because them your cousins. So that they can keep up the vibe, because God said we are the nymph of the sea, of the sand of the sea. And not just talking about us, the Mexicans, the Indians. You know how we all have these babies? Look at these Mexicans all have the babies. Hey, I want to interject this right here real quick. The black woman always talking about the black man, how much money he need. Man, I see in my eyes. Some of them say down the street from me, 1, 2, 3, about 4 houses down. These Mexicans being there with their wives. Their wives work, paint all on them, working together, striving to make it. But we won't do that with each other because they know that we are the head tribe of the tribes. So everybody follow us. So if they break us down, they can break the rest of them down. So they break us down. But them Mexicans, they live in the house together and got nice houses. They don't pay nobody to do nothing. They do all their work. Our women, all the thing they worry about is nails this long. How you wipe your ass. How you keep that clean and up under there. That's all we care about. They got a girl walking, they're going viral, walking through a mall with no drawers on. Got like a dress on that's cut almost by her private. And she opened it up and let people take pictures of it. Where we going at? Okay. The 10 tribes wives were raped by Spanish conquistadors. They built houses they could not live in. They planted plentiful vineyards they could not enjoy. Get history. That's what they did. They raped the same way we raped. They did us together. They was here 500 years before we got here, people. We were still over there in West Africa. They was here 500 years before we got here. They came here like in the 1400s. So they was coming. They was already here. Not by them. They came here. If you go read King, 2 King, gosh, they came here. They was already here. They came to the new world. They was already here. The ox shall be slain before this Deuteronomy 30:31. The ox shall be slain before the eyes, and they shall not eat thereof. The ass shall be violently taken away from them before their face, and shall not be restored to thee. Their sheep shall be given unto thy enemy, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. This is 32. Their sons and their daughters shall be given unto another people, and their eyes shall look and fail with longer for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in their hand. You see that? That's even back then. When they sheep and cattle, they slaughtered over 100 million buffaloes, bisons. That's why they are a national park, because they're extinct. because they got to save them. Because white folks, I hate to say it, but Esau just an evil guy. They evil people. They destroy whatever they put their hand on to the point where it's extinct, that you got to save it. How you got to save natural animals because they kill them for sport? It's blood. Go read Genesis 25. They was cunning hunters. When it described them, they were born red and hairy all over. That's how God described them. They not white, they red and they hairy all over. And God said they love to hunt. They was cunning hunters. That's all they do. They hunt. They hunt animals. They hunt you. They hunt people. And they took these people and I got some pictures here. That's the Indians. They raped these people, took their family, broke them up. And the same thing. See, the Mexicans ain't never Indians people. They when you got conquered, they start calling you Mexicans and Spaniards and all that kind of stuff. All that's got the Indians in it. Somewhere in different form, because you all kin, you hung together. If you see my grandmother on my father's side, pure Indian. My brother, who just passed, pure Indian. You see my sisters and my nieces, you can tell they got the blood in them by they hair, they tan, the color. They high cheekbone. My baby sister. It's in us because guess what? My grandmother was that. So my father had a little bit in that, and it just came out in different spaces. It came out throughout different things. You can see some of the kids, some of the grandbabies born looking like that. Because we was cousins. We lived amongst each other. See, they separated us. We didn't separate ourselves. Yeah, but God, you read them stories. Yeah, of course some of the Indians had say, but them wasn't ours. Them wasn't our tribe. But guess what, people? They distorted all of us. Even black people had slaves. That's how wicked we are toward each other. But you got to be careful when they start reading them stories. You got to know who they are. They're like the Tutsis the Tutsis in the I can't think of the name. And Rwanda, there was black and Africans fighting each other. That's why they said by the nose. Who African got skinny nose. That's why they was killing them by the nose and their lips. That's how they knew the difference in them. Because black people got fat nose and fat lips. Everybody know that. The Africans got skinny. They real skinny. Got skinny nose, tall lips. Them with the same people you read the book when Moses told them to go spy out the Canaanite land that God was going to give us. They went over there and said they were giant. They were Africans. Africans are tall, slim people. They're tall and slim. They got skinny nose, skinny lips. That's how you can tell the difference between us and them. That's why they don't like you because they know who you are. They know they got to come serve you. They're going to be our taskmaster. They're going to be our taskmaster getting other tribes. The same way we were, same way they did us in Egypt. See, I ain't finna get into that. But check this out. 33. Deuteronomy 28:33. The fruit of thy land and all that labor shall a nation which thou knewest not eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away. Because our cousins was already over here having grapes, vineyard, food, corn. Y'all know that. Y'all know the story. How when the so-called Spaniards, which ain't number so-called white people, came over here and what they did. We taught them how to cook. Our cousins taught them how to cook, how to eat food, corn, groceries. That's what they did. They killed them and took everything. 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy father have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. Your kings are like, God said, we don't supposed to be voting. You don't supposed to vote. Not for them. God said, vote for a king like God set kings over. We had like King David, King Solomon. We had our own king that we voted in. You mean to tell me you think an 80-year-old man gonna help you? You know what kind of life he lived, how his father taught him. He 80 years old. My mama 82. He was born in 1943. My mama born in 1941. And she can tell you some stories. So that means that their father was born in the 1920s. That means their granddaddy was born in 1899, 1890. That's evil all the way down. So you think this man forgot about who he is? He told you in 1970 or something that I'm not going to have my kids going to school with monkeys. He hadn't changed. But you instead, you go out and vote for him. That's why you have to, if we just didn't vote for a year, you will see the difference. But niggas think they got power by voting. You do not have power. I know I don't have a master's. I know I haven't went to college for 10, 20 years. I don't have doctors by my name, but I got the wisdom of God and know that these people that look like us are telling you to get in line to vote are wicked. It has nothing to do with you. You wicked. Don't vote for a year and see how much power you got. But you can't sustain yourself because they took that and make you think you feel like a person by voting. Think you give you power. You have no power. You're in the same situation you were before you voted, after you voted. Now you just waiting on next year. And guess what? They don't come out and please you until it's time to vote. But we haven't woke up yet. But I'm trying to get this word out to wake you up because I want you to do this. I want you to think and see what's going on, people. You got to think. It just don't make no sense what we're doing. Because, hey, I don't know what we're doing. But I know one thing. We ain't doing right because God put it. The time coming, y'all gonna see that this word that I'm teaching you is real. I don't know what to do, but to continue teaching the word of God because it seems like we're not getting it. It's like the more like I told you before, they are stifling my numbers. I done video, it's still stuck at 218. I done 2 or 3 videos. Even the video not moving. And I know people seeing this stuff. I know this stuff. God's word got to touch somebody. It's not going unvoid, especially when I'm speaking the truth. Wood and stone, because you got to understand, the Mexican love, the so-called Indian, what they used to do, stones. They were worshiping little stones, like little rocks, paint the rocks. The carver stone, which is some of our people doing, the Muslim, the carver stone, they go out there and kiss it, and they got millions of people with herpes because they're kissing that rock. They got, if you can pull it up, in Mecca, it's like millions of people just walk around that circle around that stone. It's crazy. And we worshiping wood, that wooden cross. You worshiping the wooden cross they give you, they tell you to worship that wooden cross. It's us all the way to the T. Deuteronomy 28:37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. We in captivity. Look at them niggas sitting on that corner. Look at them coon spits. They call you all kind of names. Them astonishment and byword. When they hiss at you. Man, look at them niggas out there. Hey, man, them niggas you can't take them. It's so bad that you can't even go to Jamaica now because they don't want you up there because you tearing up their stuff. You a byword. Man, look at them niggas. Look at that hole. Oh, I'll tell you, look at that HO3 walking through the mall, letting people take a picture of her secret parts. Man, look at that HO3 on Facebook and all these websites and different stuff saying, guess what they're saying? I don't need a man. I don't want to be married. I just want to be a mother. So you want to go hold yourself out and get a HO3 yourself out and get a baby because you said you don't want to be a wife. We the only nation of people that think like, only the so-called Negro think like that. That ought to be something. I feel sorry for my grandson. I feel sorry for my other little grandbabies. I don't know what they're going to do if God don't come back first. Because these women that you see, they are unfit to be women or unfit to be wives. Don't get mad at me. Open your eyes and look up. Don't say a man, you can't be a man. You can't be a man. You can't be in the gym and look like this. I hate women going to the gym trying to look like this. That's crazy because you want to be a man so bad, but you hate us. But you can't live without us. You hate the man. You hate the ground the man walk on because you want to be because that's what society has taught you. Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee far from the end of the earth, as swift as an eagle flies. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Yes, Spain represents that. Then the Indians. America represents that. The so-called Negroes over here. This is what they did to us. We don't even know their language. They fierce. They got fierce conscience. They're evil. The Lord shall bring a nation again. He brought them. I try to tell you, God doing this to us because we disobeyed the law. God doing this to us, people. We doing God doing this to us. That's why this happened to us. And you can't tell me this don't relate because all this is together. We are together in the same pot. They're doing us all the same way because we're the same people. Proverbs mean Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation of fierce conscience which shall regard the person, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. They don't give a damn who you are. You can be old or young. They're killing you. They're disrespecting you. They don't care nothing about you, who you are. And we follow that same trend because our young people don't care nothing about the older people. They talk foul in front of us. They disrespect us. Excuse me. They don't have no kind of respect for us because they're getting that from them. Who taught you this? Because we didn't teach ourselves this. We came from slavery. No, we came from royalty. Then we came to slavery because we broke the law. So then we came to slavery. And doing royalty, we wasn't like this. Who taught us this? We some evil people. They did a good job on us. Let me read this and this will be it. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thoughts is that their house shall continue forever, and their dwelling place to all generations. They call themselves land. They call their land after their own nation. This is what Esau think. Esau think there's no end to him. He think he's on top of the world, and there will be no end to him. That's why he can do this stuff here. That's why he don't have no kind of remorse for what he do to the young and the old, and what he do to us like this here. America was named after America's Vespucci. America's Vespucci. That's what it Vespucci in 1493. That's what it was named after. He was a map maker. That's what they conquered the world and gave it to them. Because they land back then, your land was named after who you were, the land of Benjamin, the land of Judah, or Israel, the land of Ethiopians. See, some of them still kept their name, but guess what? They came over here and took and changed the name, changed the language and everything. You go back to the Paleo-Hebrew, none of this stuff existed. I got the map, the original map. It's called Negro land. Upper and lower. So they know what they were doing to us. Over 77 million Indians were slaughtered on the mainland of North America alone, and over 200 million killed in Central and South America. They slaughtered our sisters, our cousins. They slaughtered the same way they did to us coming through the Atlantic slave trade. We're the same. Why you think they do the brown people like this here? I want you to think. That's why they did us like this, and because they know who we are. They know that we come from a great God, but we done lost our identity. Lamentation chapter 5, verse 2 through 5. Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our house to aliens. We were kings. They took our land. They took our nationality because we disobeyed the law, statutes, commandments. Lamentation 5:3. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mother are as widow. They're killing us. Our fathers are getting killed in the street. Excuse me. The kids are homeless. They're orphans. They happen to us. It's us. I'm pleading with you. This is us, people. 4. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. We have to pay for all. That's why I'm saying that we have want all things from them. It used to be ours. Can you imagine something that used to be yours and somebody that took it and it's theirs? Now you got to pay for it. It's like somebody coming stealing your car and make you pay for your car when they bring it back to you. Or just, hey, you want a car? I sell you a car. It's the car they stole from you. They stole your inheritance. They stole your land. Everything they got, they stole from you because guess what? You disobeyed the law, statutes, command. I'm gonna keep saying that because God's doing this. God tries to send your enemies against you. And the last one, 5. Our necks are under prosecution. We labor and have not rest. They're working us to death. They tell you you work and you're gonna head to retirement. You still have to go after retirement. Of course, I don't want to hear this mess. Oh, I'm rich. I'm still doing it. Yeah, because what's the cost you're paying for it? You can't be around your family. You can't be around your wife. What's the price you're paying for it? And then when you got more problems. Because you worry about when they're going to take it from. Only way they're going to take it, they won't take it from if you got to continue doing what they tell you to do. Illuminati. You got to continue doing what they tell you to do. You got to kill somebody, sacrifice somebody in your family. You gotta kill a kid. You gotta drink their blood. All this stuff is real. So don't act like it's not. It's real, and we all know it's real. We have to stop killing ourselves in the streets. Stop doing this stuff. We kill each other not just with the gun, with our mouth, social media, everything. I just want to thank you and let you know that I love you. I do this out of love. Mess like. Subscribe to this. Mess like. I love you. I love you. I love you.